further ado, I'd love to introduce to the stage Osama to talk about the incredible work that Plug and Play are doing, and also the host for today's Muslim Tech Fest.
All right, Assalamu alaikum, everybody. Thank you all for coming. I want to first welcome you to Plug and Play. We love that one. But really, thank you all for coming from across the globe. It's just an incredible turnout, and we're really honored that you're able to join us here. But before I begin, I want to first, maybe we give a round of applause to all of you. We start there just for being out here. And then maybe we can give a round of applause for Zahid and Arfa for organizing Muslim Tech Fest. Yeah. And then if everybody that works at Plug and Play, we have my amazing colleague, Aya, Javeria, Aisharjo. Can you maybe put your hands up so everybody knows who you are? Over there in the back. Round of applause for them as well. Nice. So, we have this expression of it takes a village, and it really does. And I think that what's so beautiful about our village is that it's a global movement, and it includes all of you that are here. And when Zahid first came, and Aman, who's here as well, introduced us, I was reminded of the hadith or the prayer of Musa alayhi salam, when he said, "Rabbi shrah li sadri," right? And I met Zahid, and I really felt that expanded existence, the expanded chest from him, where he's saying, before we make it, we need to give back, right? And I think that really hit home with me, which is we sit in these positions where I lead partnerships for our healthcare vertical here at Plug and Play. And I think that whatever I can do to support our community, whatever our team can do here, we're here for you. So just wanted to keep that in mind as well. In the same vein of our tradition of ihsan, of excellence, I want to just share, we have this tradition of excellence, not just from investing in good startups. We have ihsan in diplomacy and knowing how to move properly, and ihsan in partnerships, in consciousness, in our being. So may we all have ihsan in how we go about our work. And I think that it's really, when I think of what we're building at Plug and Play, it's a matter of being bold and saying we're going to bring all of the best stakeholders together. And at Muslim Tech Fest, I say look no further. You have tier one investors, you have strategic investors, you have customers, you have great startups, and you have us. So maybe we give one more round of applause just for that as well. So what I'd like to do is just go through what we do at Plug and Play for those of you that don't know. I like to say I'm in VC, but I'm not of VC. I actually started off my career working at the World Bank, investing in essential infrastructure across the world. So roads from rural Bangladesh to Dhaka, all the way to investing in the soybean industry in Serbia, and a lot of things in between. So fast forward a few years, I joined Cerner. I build the health equity team. Cerner is the largest electronic medical record company in the world. We get acquired for $28 billion. I stuck around for 2 years, and then I joined Aya here at Plug and Play Health. So, whatever you need here, that's kind of our thing. So, I'll briefly share what Plug and Play is and how we started. So, our founder, Saeed Amidi, he's an immigrant from Iran. He came here in the early 70s. Rented a little piece of real estate on University Avenue, and he got into traditional businesses, so advanced manufacturing, packaging, and then in the 90s to early 2000s, this little piece of real estate that we call today the Lucky Building happened to just have this small startup ask for some room. That startup was PayPal. So PayPal comes to our CEO Saeed, and he says, we need real estate for our team is growing. And Saeed's like, I don't trust these guys. I don't think they'll be able to pay rent. So what he did is he took $100,000 up front for rent, and then the other $100,000 for the second year, he put that into an investment into PayPal. Fast forward, that $100,000 investment became $4 million. So this traditional businessman from Iran is like, oh, I'm really good at like this thing called venture capital. So let me go deeper. So some of the tenants in our initial building was Google, Logitech, Danger, and that's just to name a few. If you see upstairs, you're going to see a list of our 34 unicorns that we've invested in. We were either the first check or one of the first checks in. Now, our innovation platform consists of 3 different pillars. Pillar number 1 is venture capital. We're the most active investor across the world. That is not check size, that is number of checks. So we're writing $50,000 checks all the way up to $1 million worth of checks all the time. And PitchBook rated us the most active fund. We're also the most active healthcare fund, so shout out Plug and Play Health. Pillar number 2 is corporate innovation. We bring about $150 million worth of revenue. It's a top-line revenue model into Plug and Play through corporate partners. So the way that all of our pillars work together is, you have these corporate partners that ask us for startups to fill in their corporate workflow gaps, right? So we're kind of like Tinder, or should I say Muzmatch of startups, right? And then number 3 is accelerator programs. So we run about 80 accelerator programs across 25 industries. Industries are over here. Okay, we'll get there. But we run about 80 accelerators across 25 different industries in our 65 offices across the world. So if you need customers, you come to us. You need investment, come to us. We'll invest, and we'll also co-invest with our other friends in Silicon Valley, in Sand Hill Road and beyond as well. So here are some of the corporates that we work with. So if you're a startup, you probably want these customers. Just last year, we accelerated about 2,500 startups. So we take this really seriously. Over half of our accelerated startups are international. So our friends in the UK and in Sydney and across the world, we are very active investors everywhere. And then here are just some of our portfolio companies. Where is Truebill? I don't see it here. To the right. Okay, over here. Yes. So one of our speakers today is actually a portfolio company of Plug and Play. So we'll be excited to hear from Haroon as well. And just a little snapshot of our global reach and where we are. So if you're in any of these countries, feel free to reach out to any of the Plug and Play staff whose hands are up in the back as well. So we can connect you to those folks as well. And over here, we just talked about some of our programs. This one is very interesting to me, the semiconductor program, because it's kind of a full circle. What you're sitting in right now, our HQ, is actually a former semiconductor factory owned by Philips. So we just built a semiconductor vertical responding to the CHIPS Act, where we want to build more semiconductors here domestically in the US. I think we won't do this, but this is just one of my favorite programs that we run. For the first time ever, Porsche, BMW, and Mercedes are all innovating under one garage. Plug and Play's accelerator made that happen. We invest in nearly 1/4 of the startups that are innovating in the automotive industry in our Stuttgart office. Here are a few other of the partners in that office. So it's a very, very unique model, and I think it fits symbiotically with all of the other funds on Sand Hill Road. And I will just stop over, give a quick shout out to our healthcare portfolio. So Alkin, Visby Health, Garden. Of course, we're Muslim, so we're going to have a lot of healthcare founders, right? Here are just some of our portcos that we love. This is where the magic happens, I think, right? Being that matchmaker. So with Roche, we've run over 100 pilots for them. So they say, hey, we really want to fill in this corporate workflow gap. We'll look through our startups, our accelerated companies, and then startups that are just good in the market, and we'll bring it to them on a silver platter. So that's an example from a large pharma, example from a hospital system. And last but not least, I got back here from Florida. Is anybody here from Florida? Wow, nice. Okay, so I was just in Florida, and I got back at like 12 o'clock last night. Was in Tampa, Jacksonville, West Palm Beach, bunch of cities. This is a really hot place right now. And Zahid, I didn't fly through all of these different cities, but I had to go through Houston, so pretty exciting. But here are some of our partners that we're working with in Florida. It's just top of mind for me. So, we just wanted to shout out to some of our partners and welcome. We're really excited to get the day kicked off.